Alright, the NFL needs to do something about this because we're in an era where there's already just been a ridiculous amount of bad calls. Take for instance the Colts-Broncos games. I really did not like this one. It looks like the Broncos rusher is trying to jump and kind of gets pushed down or clipped at the knees and uses his left arm to stabilize him, not give him leverage, which is a key factor for that rule, but they decide to call it on the biggest kick of that game. And if you think this has to do with pushing down players, it doesn't. Look at the previous kick that was missed. Everybody has their hands on the back of that line, but nobody gets called because they didn't technically jump before putting their hands down. But that's almost nowhere near as bad as the ending of the Chiefs-Eagles, which may be one of the worst officiated games I've seen this year. And let me get my biases out of the way. There wasn't a happier man on earth last Super Bowl watching the Chiefs get shut down. I made countless videos bashing their luck and have proclaimed myself a hater. I'm even happy about the outcome of the game that I just watched, but you know what I'm not happy about? And that's how that outcome was achieved, with just sloppy officiating. First of all, the Eagles and their tush-push have taken a new level of absurdity with how bad the false starts have been. And what's even worse is that on the first one, it also looked pretty clear that Hurts scored as we got a clear side shot of the ball crossing the plane, making this a double bad call as they didn't call the false start to start the play and then didn't give them the touchdown to end it. But when they do get the touchdown, it comes with another pair of false starts that don't get called. And when it looked like the Chiefs were about to lose the game on a play that was going to set up a 4th and 13, now we get the bad officiating going their way as we get a typical crappy roughing the passer call that matches pretty much none of the criteria for it, as a hand barely grazes the head of Patrick Mahomes immediately after the ball was thrown, as it's pretty clear that he was going for the ball. But that turns this drive into a touchdown, which is just awful. The game should not end like this. But of course it ends as the Chiefs lose the onside kick, and there are two more tush pushes that appear to be clearer without the false starts. But on two critical points of the game, having horrendous no calls or an incredibly weak call just makes these high impact games incredibly hard to watch, which is why the NFL really needs to do something about this.